Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Anizi with What If Naruto Was Betrayed and Went Back in Time Part 1. So guys, before we start, the fight with Isshiki went a bit differently. When Naruto used Baron mode, Kurama didn't die but was knocked out for a few days. He had a 50% chance of dying, but Naruto used the 6 pass mode to heal Kurama. Also, Naruto defeated a stronger Isshiki who ate a chocolate fruit, which means that Isshiki had the winning Sharingan. Naruto also got Ishiki's Karma Seal because he defeated him. So we see Naruto being surrounded by the Shinobi Alliance as Hinata comes up to him and kisses him. "I believe in you, Naruto-kun," Hinata said. "Naruto, we believe in you. For the humans, you must eliminate this threat," the new Raikage said. "Naruto, make sure to kill them all," Gaara said. After that, Naruto was off to the Otsutsuki planet with the solo mission of eliminating the Otsutsukis. "You ready, Kit?" Kurama said. "Yeah, Kurama. With you, of course I am," Naruto said. After a week of space travel, Naruto makes it to the planet where he was ambushed by the Otsutsuki army. Naruto takes on the army of Otsutsukis, and in a few years, he is done. In the Otsutsuki world, the time is different. Naruto spends years on the Otsutsuki planet, facing the Otsutskis. After a battle for up to 5 years on the Otsutsuki planet time, Naruto finally gets to the king, where he gets the upper hand and beats the king, but was stopped by a girl running up to him, trying to stop him, but she ended up tripping and hugging him. Naruto looked at her and saw that she was cute. Naruto blushed but stopped. This was the enemy and he had Hinata. Naruto wasn't attracted to Hinata, but he married her, so he would at least make sure that he kept his vows. Please stop, don't kill my dad. I'll do anything. I'll even give myself to you," she cried. "Mikura, don't," the king yelled. "No, father, we need you. I need you alive. I'll do anything, even if it means being a slave, just to be with you. You're the only one who cared for me after mother died," she said. Naruto felt bad. Naruto then put his hand on her head. Naruto thought about what he was going to do and what his mission was. His mission was to be basic like Obito, killing someone's family, destroying a whole race, and that will lead for the Otsutsukis coming for revenge, which will result in more bloodshed. Naruto then decided he would try and stop this and end this war through peaceful means instead of through violence, because by doing this he'll be no different from Obito and Madara, who killed many during the 4th Shinobi War. "Don't worry, I won't kill your dad, and you won't have to do anything you don't want to," Naruto said, rubbing her head and giving her a smile. Mikura then blushed as she enjoyed the feeling of Naruto's hands on her head. Naruto then gave her a small hug before going to the king and helping him up. Thinking of Hinata was the reason why Naruto quickly moved on from the Otsutsuki girl. He felt a bit of an attraction to her, but he wasn't going to cheat. The king looked at Naruto with shock, who asked, "What do you want, boy?" And Naruto said, "I want to work out a peaceful agreement between us so that we don't have to do unnecessary bloodshed." The king thought about it for a bit. He saw the kindness in Naruto's eyes. Even though the Otsutskis had killed thousands of Naruto's people, Naruto still spared them for his daughter, and he was a strong warrior. He also grew to respect Naruto in the fight. He also never killed anyone, knocking them out and placing a seal to restrain them. "Very well," the king said, while his daughter looked surprised. No one has ever commanded, or even her father never agreed with anyone before. She blushed at that. After agreeing on an alliance, Naruto had stayed on the Otsutsuki planet for 10 years. Only a little time had passed in the Elemental Nation. Him and Mikura had gotten closer. She had replaced Hinata in his heart, but it hurt knowing that he was going to leave her for Naruto. He had managed to stay faithful to Naruto though. Mikura had admired that, but she was also jealous of that. Naruto had told Mikura about his backstory, about how he was treated in the village before he became a hero. Mikura was originally pissed at that when she heard what happened to Naruto and his childhood. She was happy that everybody believed in him, but she somehow found that hard to believe and found it fishy, which is why she asked to go with him back to his planet as a peace agreement. He let her come because he wanted her to be at peace of mind that he was safe. Naruto and Mikura then went back to the Elemental Nations. When he was near to the Elemental Nations, Sasuke has alerted the whole Shinobi Alliance. They were going to put their plan into action now. When they got near to the Elemental Nations, Naruto told Mikura to wait so he can alert the Shinobi Alliance not to attack her on sight, because she was now a friendly. Naruto landed on Earth to see the Alliance. "Ah, Naruto, has the mission been done?" Gaara asked. Naruto nodded with a smile. Sasuke got a smile on his face, and then he came over. Naruto saw him wearing the Hokage outfit and was shocked. "Sasuke, why are you wearing the Hokage outfit?" Naruto asked. "Dude, it's because I'm the Hokage," Sasuke said. "Oh, they must have made him a temporary Hokage," Naruto thought. Naruto then went to Naruto to hug her, but he was 64 palmed in the chest. "Stay away from me, you demon. Your life's purpose is done. To be used as a weapon and discarded. You're no longer needed anymore, so we're gonna discard of you now," Naruto said. Naruto was looking on the floor. He looked up for some help to see the whole Shinobi Alliance looking at him with a dark look. "Naruto Uzumaki, by the votes of all Kages, you've been deemed expendable and a threat to peace," Gaara said. "What do you mean?" Naruto asked. "Stupid dope, don't you understand? You're being used like Madara was being used by Zetsu." You were a puppet for us masters to control, a mere attack dog for the village as Lord Third planned. First, you were used to protect the village, then you were used to protect the world, and finally you were used to eliminate the Otsutsukis, Sasuke said. So in simple terms, your usefulness has run out, so we're gonna kill you now, Sakura said. But before you die, bring them out, Hinata ordered, as the shinobi brought 2 figures who were beaten and bruised. Naruto looked to see it was Boruto and Himawari that was being dragged out. They were beaten, they were bleeding all over. Sasuke and Hinata went up and kicked them repetitively. No, stop, what are you doing? Naruto yelled out, trying to run to Himawari and Boruto, but was stopped when seals appeared and restrained him and sand was encasing him. He saw Gaara and Karen with a dark smile on their face. Before you die, you demonic spawn, I never cared for you. It was a mission to control you, ordered by Lord Hokage and the elders. Also, I had another kid with Sasuke while we were gone, Hinata said as her kid came up and hugged her. Naruto looked up with his eyes widened. Hinata had cheated on him while he was gone, but was snapped out of it. Also, you're such an idiot. You didn't realize that I gave my virginity to Sasuke-kun. I liked him, not you. I was forced by the elders as a mission to control you, Hinata said, as she kicked Boruto in the face, forcing him to bleed again. Mom, why? Boruto said as Hinata punches him. Don't call me mother, boy. You were born in a lab, using Hanabi's cells. I never even wanted you to be my child. You're an unwanted and useless piece of shit. All you did was attract aliens with Naruto genes, like father like son, always causing trouble, Hinata said. Also Naruto, I enjoyed beating Boruto and especially Himawari because she always screamed her daddy would come and save her until she broke, Sakura said. Naruto got enraged. Shut up, Sakura, don't ever talk about Himawari like that. You're dead as soon as I'm out of here. You hear that? Naruto said. And you, Hinata, don't ever say such things like that to Boruto. He's worth more than you useless piece of trash, Naruto said enraged. You're in no position to make threats. You're just a tool for us to use and be discarded, Hinata said as she knocked him out again. The shinobis then started with the preparations for the execution. Naruto awoke in his mindscape. Kurama, what's going on? Naruto asked. I don't know, kid. All I can say is those despicable humans use you and are about to throw you away. They're currently planning your execution and I've been sealed off so I can't help you, Kurama said. So why'd you bring me here? Naruto said. He didn't bring you here. I did, a voice said. Naruto's eyes widened as Isshiki came up. Isshiki, what do you want? Naruto said. Boy, I've seen you take on my clansmen and I've seen you work out an agreement with our respected king. I've grown to respect you, boy, and I respected you mostly when you beat me, but now I respect you even more. So this is a one-time deal. When you wake up, use my karma seal to alert the princess and then use it to escape. To think the humans are this bad, we are right to end them. And to think that the human took the ice princess's heart, Isshiki said, laughing at the end. Naruto was blushing. Why are you helping me? I killed you. Don't you want revenge? Don't you want to see me suffer? Naruto asked. Boy, I saw your life. I saw all of your memories when I entered there. I saw you train to get these humans' approval, and now I've seen you being backstabbed by these ungrateful scumbags. I'm impressed. However, there's another reason. If you die, I die forever, and I lose my source of entertainment, and I faded to nothingness. So, boy, that's the reason I help you, Isshiki said. Naruto then woke up. Naruto then began to flare his chakra, alerting the princess with Mikra. Quick, that's Naruto-kun's chakra, she said, as her and her guard started flying towards the elemental nations. Naruto was then awake. He was in handcuffs as he was looking at a stage. People of the elemental nations, as you know, we've been invaded by aliens. I came to tell you that we successfully taken out the threat, but today we're here to eliminate the cause of the threats and the cause of all our problems. Boruto Uzumaki, Himawari Uzumaki, and Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke said. Everyone apart from Naruto cheered. Kill the demon spawn, Leaf Shinobi yelled. Kill the threats for peace, the civilians yelled, even Tazuna. Dad, help us, Himawari yelled, as the crowd started to laugh at Himawari's pleas and Naruto struggling to break out of the seals. Hinata then came out and started to beat Himawari and Boruto. Mom, stop, why are you doing this? Himawari yelled. She was bleeding all over, she was crying. She was begging for Hinata to stop, but Hinata just laughed and continued beating her even more harsher. Hinata screamed out in anger, and this went on for an hour as the crowd started throwing rocks at Himawari and Boruto. They screamed for Naruto to help them. Naruto was hopeless to help. Hinata then proceeded to behead them. She smiled at Naruto. Naruto was disgusted. How could someone just kill their own child and smile? Naruto cried out, seeing his kids' heads on the floor dead. How dare you? Naruto yelled as his karma seal flared up, releasing a lot of chakra, decaying the seals as he attacked the Shinobi Alliance, easily killing most of them as he carried on killing the people that were there. Hinata then did some hand signs. Naruto fell to the ground, his head burning. Gotta love the cage bird seal, Hinata said. Naruto was then dragged to the stage. He was crying for the people he lost, Himawari, Boruto, as his hatred grew. People of the elemental nations, we have Naruto Uzumaki, the main reasons of the 9 to our attack, and also the reason for the Akatsuki and the 4th Shinobi War. Finally, the Otsutsukis were after him and his son. He has brought us only trouble and suffering, and now we shall take revenge, Sasuke said. Hinata then came up and was about to kill him, but was stopped by Mikura, who sent her flying away with a Shinra Tensei. I thought you said you killed them, Sasuke yelled out, seeing his girlfriend bleeding. I said the mission to stop them from attacking was done, not killing them, Naruto said. You idiot, that was the mission, Sasuke shouted as Mikura looked at Naruto, breaking him out of the chains. Do it, Naruto said as Mikura summoned a god tree. Humans, you chose to betray the wrong man, she said angry. Naruto told her his story. She knew that they would never change their ways and backstab him eventually. To think all of the humans would, even the ones that he helped like Tazna. She looked at Naruto, who was beyond her broken. He had just seen his children get tortured and killed right in front of him. Naruto activated his Karma seal. As he felt so much power, it seems like Isshiki was actually angry and actually wanting to help him. He then went up to Hinata and punched her repetitively. Then he grabbed her by the neck and slammed her down on the ground. He then ripped out her eyes and then snapped her arms. He then kicked her repetitively on the stomach as he replaced his eyes with her eyes. Naruto's eyes then proceeded to transform into the Rinne Tensei gun. Naruto then proceeded to beat her up until she died. Sasuke yelled out in rage. How dare you hurt my second wife, demon, Sasuke yelled. Naruto didn't respond. He was in a berserk mode. He then grabbed Sasuke's eyes, pulled them out and crushed them right in front of him. Naruto then cast a genjutsu on Sasuke, a dying Itachi telling him how he's a disappointment. Sasuke then sees his mum and dad saying how he failed the clan. His mum was disappointed in him. Naruto then cut off Sasuke's dick with a rusty blade as he screamed out in pain. He then replaced Sasuke's eyes with a civilian's eyes so he could see what Naruto was going to do. Naruto then killed off Sadra in front of Sasuke and also him and Hinata's sons right in front of him. An eye for an eye. Himawari and Boruto were the one you killed. So I've avenged my children by killing out your ones, Naruto said slowly as he let Sasuke bleed out. The rest of the humans were turned into a chakra fruit, which Naruto ate as Mikura let him. His Ashra chakra then became the dominant chakra in him, turning him into a 75% Otsutsuki. Mikura saw Naruto look broken. Mikura then ran up to him, hugged him and said, Naruto-kun, are you okay? They're all gone, Mikura, Boruto and Himawari. I never even got to show them to you. Hinata killed her, and him. Their own mother killed them, Naruto said, crying. Why, I did everything for them. I won the last shinobi war for them. I restored peace and I helped stop your clan from invading them. And they paid me back by killing my own children in front of me. Hinata, their own mother, killed them. Why? Why'd they do it? Boruto helped them and little Himawari never did anything. She was innocent, Naruto said as he cried out and his chakra started to spike randomly. I hate them all. I want them to suffer. I want them to suffer for what they've done to me. To Boruto, to Himawari, Naruto said. When they got to the Otsutsuki planet, the king was told everything. Over time, he had come to see Naruto as his son. So he had told them about a jutsu that can send Naruto back in time but with his daughter because they needed Otsutsuki to travel back in time with them. They were also taught a jutsu so that they can make people remember the future. It had been a few years since Naruto had came to the Otsutsuki planet. He had been trained by other Otsutsukis, but other than that he had gotten really closer to Mikura, like they started dating again. So Naruto, are you sure you want to go back in time, my boy? The king said. Yes, and I thank you for this opportunity. I'll bring glory to the Otsutsuki father-in-law, Naruto said. Naruto's love for humanity had been erased. Mikura also blushed at the comment that Naruto made, calling her father-in-law. I know you will, my boy, especially since my daughter Mikura has chosen you, the king said. Mikura blushed. Dad, don't, she said, turning away from Naruto as Naruto hugged her. Don't worry, Mikura, you're beautiful and there's no need to be embarrassed, he said. Okay, you two, that's enough. The full moon is out, so now we just need to redirect the moon's energy to you and then you'll do the hand signs and you'll be sent to the past, the king said. They did that, then time froze and started to rewind. Naruto was back in his kid body, in his bed. He knew that this was straight after the scroll of sealing because he had just gotten his headband, so it worked, Naruto thought. Yep, kid, I could feel my past self as well, Isshiki said. Kid, we have a problem. Come in here now, Kurama said. Naruto went to his mindscape to see a 10-toed fox. Kurama, what happened? When you time traveled, I must have pulled all of my chakra, Kurama said. Naruto then looked behind Kurama to see another Kurama, a 9-toed version. Who are you and why are you here? The past Kurama screamed out to the future Kurama. Future Kurama then explained everything. Kurama then calmed down. So Kit, what's the plan? Kurama said. We wait for Mikura to come, Naruto said. But guys, that's all for this part. If you enjoyed, don't forget to like, sub and comment down below. Bye.